Hi, we're Latvian Diaries Abroad. I'm Kitty.
And I'm Liggy.
And today we are trying something completely new and recording a podcast live on air, answering questions just about life, whatever we can find online. And yes, why are we doing this?
We just decided to do something, well, try something new, see how it goes, see how you guys like it. We're gonna hopefully be saving this video and like uploading it on all of the platforms and whatnot, but this is how we look like.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, we've been posting stories on Instagram for
yes,
sure.
but if you've not seen them, this is how we look like. And yeah, we just hope that, you know, if you joined, that you're having fun. If you're watching it afterwards, you're still having fun.
Yeah, we always love to hear some or see some comments.
Yes.
Oh no, slow connection. This is live. We've never done this before, so if there are some random reactions from us, it's just because we're just seeing some random notifications. Yes. So, should we start?
Yeah. So the first question is, what's something you've changed your mind about recently? Do you have one? I can go first if you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it's body image, very weirdly, because I struggle with it a lot. And I was very upset the other day because I feel like I have fat on my lower pouch, and I was like, oh, it looks so weird in dresses. And then I was sitting in my bed and I was thinking about it and thinking about how I looked like when I was like 20 years old. And obviously at 20 years old, I was also insecure and I didn't think like I'm pretty enough to wear like clothes that I want to wear and things like that. And then I was sitting there being like, I feel like I'm never gonna feel like I can wear the clothes that I want to wear, because after, like in 5 years, let's say, after, if I ever have the chance to become pregnant, then I'll be missing this body, you know. So I was just there like, that's it. I'm breaking this cycle of never being happy and then looking in the past and being like, oh damn it, I wish I would have been happy. So that's something I've changed my mind about recently.
Wow.
I've decided to stop with that and just like enjoy it and wear clothes and just be comfortable. And because people don't actually say nasty things to you, to your face, it's just all in your head. It's me, myself, and I am the like biggest
critic.
Yeah.
I know. And then what else is that I've realized, like, I don't know, a year back or so, through going to therapy and whatnot, usually people who are quite satisfied with their own lives, they wouldn't say or even think about anyone else because they're like really loving themselves. They just don't look around almost, you know? Like, it's in a sense like only people who really are within themselves and kind of hating themselves are more judgy. And if like, so like, it's only that kind of person who would say something. So it's like, it's almost like, well, you have your own problems to deal with.
Yes. Negativity feeds negativity.
Yes. So that's really nice. That's a really big one. Wow. Okay. I don't know how to beat this. Okay.
It's not a competition.
Yeah, it's not a competition. Let me think just for a little bit.
I'm just gonna check if we're actually live.
Oh yeah, I think it says live though.
Yes, I'm just.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm thinking. Yeah. I would say there are like a couple smaller things that I've changed my mind recently about. For example, this is gonna be so voodoo, like manifesting.
Yeah.
I think over the past year, I've kind of accepted that it actually works.
Okay.
In a sense that I was like, well, it sounds just like, that's crazy. Why would manifestation work, or like, how does it work? And I was always like, I don't think I've ever manifested anything big in my life. But then throughout this year, there have been like a couple small things that I've been thinking about, and then they come true, and I'm like, okay, so maybe I wouldn't call it a manifesting thing. It's more like
mindset.
Yes. Yeah. How you look at it and how you deal with it.
Because if you think negative thoughts and like constantly focus on the negative things, more negative things happen to
coming,
you,
yeah.
or you just keep noticing them.
Yeah.
So I'm still not quite 100% sure in manifesting.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've only manifested one thing in my life. But I think it is to do with like mindset and how you look at things and how you, because the more you think about something, the bigger chances are you're going to do something about it.
Yeah. Or like, yeah, and also you're not coming exactly, because when you're like, oh, I really need this, but you're still focused on the fact that you don't have this, and it feels like quite bad. But instead of you kind of saying to yourself, oh, I would like this, and then you don't even think about it sometimes, just like something happens that goes towards that thing. So I would say, if before I was like, well, yeah, I can hear, like, I've heard people talking about it and like it's working for them or something, but for me it's never been like, I feel like it's never kind of worked. Like, I don't know, because it just seemed like, well, how can you just like think one thing and it's just gonna appear? Obviously it doesn't happen like overnight and whatnot. I think our internet is a bit slow, so we might be breaking up a little bit, but that's okay. So far so good, I think. Only only one notification. Yeah, I would say that. And then another smaller thing that I would say, I'm still in the process of changing my mind, but I am at a better place now than I was, for example, half a year ago, is like multi-level marketing companies that are trying to advertise their products through people. And if before I was like, well, it sounds very pyramid schemey and very just shady. Not shady, but it just seems like, oh, it doesn't work. Then over this past year, I've seen a lot of people that I would say are intelligent enough, and they've done a lot in their other areas of life and in business in general, and they still take part of such things, and they see how valuable it is if the products and everything are good. So I'm in the process of being more accepting of that. That okay, this is a thing, and it is another way how you could potentially get more money. Yeah, so I'd say it's another smaller thing.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. These were the two things that kind of came to my mind now.
These are like very deep. I apologize for that. But the second one is, how do you find meaning in your life?
How do I find meaning in my life? Not suspicious. Coming off the screen.
I feel like that changes for me constantly, because I feel like it's like this never-ending cycle of I forget the meaning of life and then I have to find it again, and it's always kind of the same one, and it also plays with like my mental health and like where my mindset is at the moment. Because for the past few weeks I've been like, what is the meaning of life? What is the point? Like, why do I even bother? And then as I was sitting in the train coming to Nottingham, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna, life is life.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to have a meaning. I think my meaning could just be that I'm just here and I'm gonna enjoy it and I'm gonna make the better of it, because this is my only life. I'm never gonna get another chance.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like I basically didn't answer the question.
No, but it's true. Like, even for me, I don't think I've ever thought about the fact, what is my meaning of my life. Yes, sometimes when I feel a bit more down, I also probably start contemplating this question, and I can go down a very dark-ish rabbit hole where I'm like, well, what's the point? Like, we're on this earth, what, just to reproduce? Like, what's the point? It's just literally why.
But that is also the beauty of it. Because, like, for example, let's look at butterflies.
Yeah.
They don't really have a meaning of life either. They can just be pretty and exist. Yeah. And yes, they like help the ecosystem. But then again, so do we in a way, I suppose? I don't know. Because like, I understand that humans aren't more important than butterflies. But it's just like a tricky one. I feel like we don't have to have a meaning. And it's very sad that society makes us feel like we have to have a meaning and everything has to happen for a reason, because no, it doesn't. It can just happen.
You can just exist and it's already like good. It's already great. So, but how I look, so I'm never really like, I wouldn't say avoid it, but I think in a way my meaning of my life currently is to be my best version, and also to make sure that I'm like I'm kind of thinking for the future a little bit. Like I'm trying to be best version of myself now, but also building my future for the best. That will also hopefully impact people around me in a better way, or like I will be able to help other people around. So I'm just joking. Sorry.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I would say that's, but I wouldn't call it the meaning of life. I don't know. It's just, yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky question.
It is. I don't think I like that question.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one. What has been your greatest challenge and how did you overcome it? We are hearing these questions for the first time as well.
Yes. What has been my greatest challenge?
Yeah.
And what was the second
And
one?
how did you overcome it? I think for me, it was to stop being in like a rut. Like, because things have happened in my life to me, and for a long period of time, I not let them happen to me, because they happen. I don't know, I focused on the negativity, and I just let me get very, very down, and I was very severely depressed, and it was like awful. And to just like start changing my mindset and think like, no, I deserve better. No, like, you know, life is life. Bad things happen, but good things also happen. And that just try to like get out of there. I think that has been the greatest challenge. And I'm still kind of on a mend. Like some days are better, some days are worse. But I think, yeah, that, and just focusing on you know, the good things and on the happy things, and just on me and what makes me happy. Because I feel like for a long period of my life, I also was more focusing on what brings joy to other people from me. And I was like people pleasing at its finest. And now I'm more focusing on myself. And it's, I don't know, it's great because I'm still like there for other people, and I'm able to be a better friend and just a better person in general, because I'm feeling better and I have more to give. Because you can't give when your cup is empty.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to think about, because you're like, oh, but I need to help everyone around you all the time. But then that's the same as like giving yourself the air mask on the plane first and then help others around you. Because if you're dead, you're not going to be able to help anyone else, are you?
Exactly.
So I think it is such a nice shift in mindset, I guess, as well, that you do want to save yourself first. You want to take care of yourself. Oh, that's beautiful. It is a big challenge. That is a big challenge, and you didn't deserve it. Didn't deserve anything that happened to you, for sure. Well, I'm happy to see that you're on a growth path.
Don't make me cry.
But yes, I would. My first thought after I heard the question, I was like, well, life itself, I guess, but I haven't overcome it yet. It's still in process.
It's a good thing.
It's still in process. Yes, biggest challenge. Good question. There have been like a lot of big things that have happened in my life, but like now I just don't feel like,
because some people go like, major challenges. You're so brave. You like moved to another country, and I was like, that was the easiest.
Yeah,
like that wasn't that hard.
Honestly, I think everyone's just scared of the. Yeah, I think everyone's scared of the change, but like if you're more open to it, it's just gonna be so much easier. I don't know. It's just, yeah, moving country probably wasn't the worst. I think the greatest challenge was that I lost my dad just as I started uni in a different country, but I didn't really deal with it at the time. Only when I finished uni, started working full time, and moved to a different city, and I had emotional breakdown. I think I had my like first ever panic attack. I realized that something's not right. Like I can't it was really hard for me to control myself. So I asked for help and I went to therapy, and with therapy it's become a lot better. And I think instead of me back then not dealing with it, I'm I'm more aware of it, and also you can't really deal with someone's death. It doesn't just go away. It will always be there. It's just you just accept it and ride the wave when it comes. Yeah.
Very deep. Very deep.
Yeah. Ooh, we have a viewer. Is that?
I think it's Kinga.
It's Kinga.
Hello.
Next question.
So next question is, what makes you feel most alive? I think for me it's the happy moments, like when I can feel joy, when I'm surrounded by people I love, because then it feels like, oh, this is the meaning of life, just being busy. She says hello.
Yeah.
But yeah, being a part of something bigger and like being very happy, I think that's when I feel the most alive. And yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah, these little moments when you become a bit more aware about your surroundings, especially when you are with your friends and people that you enjoy to be with, I think that's always like, oh, that is nice. And another thing came to my mind is when I'm really thirsty and drinking water. It's just like such a good feeling. And maybe
when I go for runs as well, because then I feel very connected with my body, and it feels like my soul and my body are finally like in peace, just for like that brief few minutes, because you feel that wind, you feel the air, you feel everything, and it's just because then you like realize I'm a living creature.
Yeah, I think it is something with exercise. After exercise, when you're like, when you have this it's hard to explain it. But being around people, I think it's just like I don't know, and when you're like, when it's just, everything just goes well, you know, like you don't have to worry about what other people think about it. You don't have to worry how the conversation is flowing. Like it just is, and it's just nice. I think it just kind of brings you to, what was the question? To life. You feel more alive, or things, topics that I am interested in. Talking about psychology, now about astrology and health and well-being and stuff like that. I kind of, when I talk with people and we go onto these topics, I just kind of, I can feel energy coming into me. I just feel like so excited to share everything. I love it.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
My partner keeps saying that whenever maths gets brought up, he says I get the crazy eyes. It's like I get so excited that there's finally somebody to listen.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah, I think that is, because you just feel that your energy just keeps coming and coming. You just want to give out more and more and more. Oh, I just love that. I love that,
Okay, the next one. Who has been the most influential person in your life and why?
Like a lot of people, kind of.
I feel like I'm built like by other people, and it sounds like weird, and I understand that, but there's like so many little tiny pieces that I've taken like subconsciously from other people, because I started writing just like that person who was sitting next to me in school. We weren't even friends, we were just sitting next to each other, and I was like, oh, that S looks cool. And it's just like the tiny things that you steal in everyday life. I feel like they have made me. But if I have to say influenced, I would say maybe my grandma, and even in her death, I feel like she influenced me more than when maybe she was alive. But that's because I feel like I lost her at a very young age, although I was 14. It still feels like that wasn't enough time, and there are so many more questions that I would have wanted to ask her. Her, I would say, because she's making me want to be a nice person, and because of her, I'm a nice person. Well, try to be, because she was an angel to everybody. I never heard her even swear or say anything nasty. I think her.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that makes sense. if you listen to some of our other podcasts, you will understand more. Yeah, I think similar to you, it's just like when you look back on your life, there are like all these little things throughout your life that you kind of adopted from other people and just kind of like they influenced you in a way, didn't they? But I think when I was younger, a big influencer was my dad's sister or my aunt. Because she was the first one, I think, in our family who went by herself, moved to the capital city, studied, worked, and got like higher education, both like bachelor's and master's, and got a really good job, and just kind of she was going out there, reaching her goals, and that was very inspirational, I would say. Because of her, I was kind of,
she showed you it's possible.
Yeah, exactly. Because of her, I was kind of going for more in life. But then again, I would say like most of my friends have influenced me like in so many good ways. Like it's crazy. So I'm saying, like in school.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. No, it is amazing. I'm actually very, very grateful for all my friends because I think they always make me as a better person. Oh, yeah.
Okay, next one. What book or movie has significantly impacted your thoughts or life? This is hard.
This is hard, yeah. Or like I know the book. I know how it looks. I don't remember. It was in Latvian, but it was translated, but I don't know how it was called. Because I remember I even bought this book for someone else as well, because I was like, oh my god, this is such a good book. But when I was a teenager, it was something about self-help and mindset and everything, I think. How was it called? It was something like a power of thinking. I don't know, can't remember now. But it was one of self-help books, I would say. But there have been quite many. Do you have any in mind now, or not really?
I read it last year. It ends with us, and then it had the second part of it. It starts with us, and it talks about abusive relationships and generational trauma, and like breaking cycles. And I found that very, I don't know, powerful, and it made me break cycles in life because I was in the process of, I had just broken up with my ex. I was not the greatest relationship and I was scared constantly, and then I read that book and it kind of made me peace, because for some time I was like, maybe it's in my head, maybe I'm the crazy one. And also my mother doesn't have the healthiest relationship with her partner, so I never had something healthy to compare anything to. So I feel like that's why I've been making so many mistakes in my life when it comes to relationships. And that book, I don't know, it just opened my eyes, and I was like, wow. And I was like, I'm also gonna make it end with me. And it was very powerful. And the movie came out, and I saw the movie, and I was disappointed in the movie because the book is so much better and just deeper. And I do recommend everybody to read it, but it is a bit dark and hard to read at times. But I think it's important, because so many, I feel like women find it very easy to take the blame and find excuses, because that's how we've been brought up, and that's how it's just been happening in the history. And I feel like we should all just like end it and not let bad things happen to us, and put a stop to it and fight for us. And I don't know, I think that's the book. It ends with us and it starts with us.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember you were talking about it last year. Now that I remember. Interesting. No, that's really good. That was really good. Yeah, I still feel like it was in my teenage years, I was into quite a few like self-development books for some reason. And I had read the Rich Dad and Poor Dad. It was okay, but it didn't really get me. Like, it didn't really fully get me. And this other book, I can't remember, I know how it looked. It was white and it had like golden cogs on it and like some, I can't remember it. But I know, like, when I read it, I was like, oh my god. I think at that age, it just made me realize how, first of all, positive thinking helps. Because, yeah, I would say I was more prone to be a pessimistic person, but over teenage years, I realized that positivity kind of helps. Even though sometimes maybe it wasn't the healthiest to do, because you kind of avoid your feels. But yeah, it definitely made the foundation for me to be here, like to get where I am now. Just kind of, it was almost one of the first steps, you know. It's just, yeah.
Isn't it crazy if you hadn't picked up that book?
Yeah.
You could have been a different person.
And I think I actually read, you know, I read it that summer when I was babysitting my cousin at my dad's sister's place. So I think that's the, like, yeah, wow, yeah. Yeah. Ah, good times.
What's one thing you wish you could change about the world? I think opinions. People are they feel entitled to their own opinions. And I get it, we all should have opinions, and I have a lot of opinions, but I feel like we should stop putting our opinions out there about other people, like saying, oh, you shouldn't be looking like that, you shouldn't be dating that person, you shouldn't be eating that. I feel like people always think they know best sometimes, and that really annoys me, because that causes a lot of toxicity and like eating disorders and self-destructive thoughts. And I don't know, I feel like if we could lose that, world would be a better place. And I know I maybe should have said like, oh, I wish the wars would stop happening, and you know, but I feel like if people stopped comparing each other, maybe that would disappear too.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, I kind of like, I would say it is similar to yours, but it's almost like people talk or tell other people about, oh, what you should do or shouldn't do, because they're too focused on the outside instead of on the inside. So if we all focused a little bit more on what's happening inside of us and bettering that before telling what other people should do, that would change a lot. Or another thing is that I've been telling other people quite a few often, people should therapy should be mandatory. I think wars would be there would be almost no wars, because people would deal with their issues in much healthier ways. And people in power hopefully wouldn't even get that far, because they would just, you know, they would have to go through some checks and whatnot, because it's just like, yeah, I think therapy should be mandatory. yeah especially because you know how it is nowadays, people who do go to therapy are actually the ones who probably wouldn't technically need it if the other people around them went to therapy. So yeah, I'm very strong on that, actually. I wish, like, if there was one thing I could do to change for everyone to do.
Yes, but you have to want to change, though.
True, yeah, it is a bit,
because you can do as much therapy as you want to,
and nothing's gonna change.
Unless you put in the work.
It is a tricky one, that you can't help people who don't want help.
Yeah.
Or who don't understand that they need help. So, or maybe the understanding that you need help.
You want a lot of things.
Yeah.
How do you deal with uncertainty or stress?
Uncertainty. It stresses me out. I just try not to think about it. That, in a sense, like, I don't know. I think I try to put myself in a mindset that I know I will be able to deal with whatever comes. and then and like this deep understanding that I will be fine no matter what kind of puts me in a good place to be like, okay, so whatever comes, it'll be fine, you know, I'll deal with it. So it's less scary in a sense. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't mind uncertainty because the whole life is uncertain.
Yeah.
So it doesn't scare me that much. And I'm a person who loves change. So that doesn't, I don't know, really affect me that much. But when I'm stressed or overthinking or in a bad mood, I do the maybe not so healthy thing. I go for runs because then it, like, as I said, it like connects my body to my soul, and then I just feel whole and I can just breathe it out. And if I need to think about it, I can think about it. And then, I don't know, it feels like it puts my thoughts, I just tidies it up there, and I just feel better. And then I also feel stronger. And then I'm like, I'm taking care of myself so I can take care of this issue. And it just feels somehow less stressful, although nothing has changed. You know, it's like I've put out this energy into the world, and I've gotten some peace in exchange. And I don't know, that kind of, that's how I deal with stress, I suppose.
Yeah, I think exercise is a good help. It does, stress-wise, because you can put your mind, like, you can just put your mind in a different way. You don't, like, you just kind of put, you put your mindset in a different position when you're doing exercise while you're stressed. You're kind of putting the stressful energy somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's hard, like, instead of just being, oh my god, I'm stressed, you just go and, I don't know, hit some boxing bag. Get it out there. Especially, I would say anger is a good thing to put out in exercise, I think.
Oh, yes.
So it feels like you have so much energy. How I deal with stress, but imagine that you're going, like, I don't know how you are with public speaking. I'm pretty bad with public, like, I'm pretty scared of talking in front of a lot of people. Meanwhile, we're just doing live. It's different. I would say, yeah, try calm down my breathing. But for me, I'm not sure if it works.
For me, it's very weird because I know I'm going to be stressed and nervous beforehand, but once I'm there and once I start,
it's actually not that bad. Yeah,
you're already on a roll. Like, not like, even if something bad happens, you're there, you can control it. I think it's the uncertainty that usually stresses people out because you don't know how it's going to go. And for me, it's just, I just need to get there, start doing it, and then I know I'll be fine.
Yeah, I think for me it's the, I think, fear of failure. I think that's what stresses me out. Like, that's what gives me anxiety. If it's something like, for example, going in front of, going on a stage, for example, I think it would be like, oh my god, what if I'm gonna trip? What if I'm gonna mispronounce words or like not be able to talk and stuff? Like,
you do it and then you move on.
But I did hear like this thing a while ago that basically what the feeling of anxiousness, which, well, they're kind of anxious, being stressed, I've put it on a similar level, is the same as feeling of excitement. So I do try to kind of feel like, try to tell myself, oh, this is exciting, kind of a thing. So like, instead of like being scared and stressed, I get a bit more excited and more like, oh yeah, a bit in a more positive mindset. Like, mindset is a big thing in this life. But yeah. So what else? I mean, I do regularly. I do yoga. Try to sleep enough. Just like the basic needs need to be taken care of. Because I think once something is off, you are more likely to go down, like be a lot more stressed and anxious, and yeah.
You ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Where are we? What's a memory that has shaped who you are today? That's a hard one.
A memory.
I feel like it's the same as the other question.
Like the person?
All of them.
Yeah,
all of them.
Yeah, is there anything that kind of pops out though, I guess? I don't know. Just gonna, I feel like it goes darker. Or it's just because they won't go darker.
Maybe, yes. forgot the question. How memory shaped me. I again want to bring up my grandma, and I feel like that's all I do in life.
She's been a very influential person.
Yeah. But then I don't know how it has shaped me. It's just, if I look at my childhood, whenever something important happened, she was always there. And even my first ever memory, she was there. So it feels like she was the person I looked up to the most.
Mm-hmm.
So if I would, but then again, if I would have to choose one memory, I don't think I could.
Yeah.
Because nothing that important or that bad has happened. Well, bad things have happened, but I wouldn't say they've shaped me into who I am. I think I am who I am in spite of them, not because of them. I don't know. I don't like this question.
No, me neither. I don't think. Yeah, nothing really comes to mind. It does feel very similar to influential person, doesn't it?
We can just skip this one.
Memory. Yeah, I don't think there is anything that massive. Yeah.
What does success mean to you?
Oh my god.
Being happy.
Yeah. Feeling content.
Mm-hmm.
Happy.
And healthy.
And healthy, yeah. I think healthy.
Because I feel like once I have those 3 things, that I am successful.
Yeah, and everything just feels good, doesn't it? Like, it just feels easy. Like, life doesn't feel like, oh, I have to do this again. But I mean, then again, it's being happy and content. They're big things.
They are big things. But they are also very achievable, because you don't need a big mansion or like the greatest job. You can be happy and content with even with nothing. It's all, again, mindset and how you look at things.
And maybe I would add connection. I think having good connections with friends and like family or something, it would, I think, because obviously being alone, you can be alone for a certain time, but I imagine for over time your health would actually not be the best if you're lonely. So.
Or happy. Yeah, you wouldn't be happy.
Yeah. So I think connections as well. Connection to yourself and others.
How do you, well, we just answered that. How do you define happiness? I feel like that's the same.
Yeah.
What's something you're deeply passionate about?
I wouldn't say I have. I don't think I have one thing that I'm really deeply passionate about. There are like all these little things, but 3 major things in life now are psychology, health and well-being, including mental health. And what was the 3rd one? I said something similar in one of the other previous questions. Oh, the topics that I like to talk about. Oh, astrology, not there yet, maybe. I'm just beginning to kind of be more interested in it. I think human psychology. Oh, nature, I think. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Nature. It's a big thing again, but like that's why it amazes me. You can look at on the globe as a whole, and then you can just dive deep into a cell, and there's like all these amazing things happening.
Yes.
To make us alive. It's just, I don't know, it blows my mind. I'm just amazed.
It's a miracle.
How all of this is functioning so well for us to exist here, and like it's just I think it's crazy. When you start thinking about it, you can go very deep. Yeah. What about you?
Mine, I'm not gonna sound as great now.
No.
But it's ice hockey.
Yes.
Because I don't know, I grew up watching it. Even like on my grandma's funeral. I remember it was on. But nobody in my family is that obsessed with ice hockey as I am. So I was just there after I don't know, it was a weird day. Because obviously everybody was sad. But then after we had the meal, people shared their happy memories, and it like uplifted the mood, and then everybody disappeared, and then we like tidied up, and while we were like waiting for cars or something, the hockey was on, and I remember sitting there watching it and feeling I knew that my grandma wouldn't have minded, because it was like the closest family members all there together, like united about something, and it was beautiful. But yeah, ice hockey, maths, because I'm a nerd, and it's also because of my grandma. Although I don't think it's because of her, I just fell in love with it, and now I'm like, yeah, it's in my blood. And food. I love cooking, and I love learning different things about methods or ingredients, and I feel like that's where the nature comes in as well, because there's like so many flowers and fruits and like vegetables that you can but yeah,
shocking. I think that last week I was just cutting my morning vegetables, like the bell pepper, you know, tomato and cucumber. I'm just looking at it, I'm like, how the hell is this thing? Like, this thing is alien. Like, how does it exist? Oh, this sounds so stupid. I'm just really amazed about these things sometimes. I'm just like, well, food, but for me it's more like about eating them and enjoying all kinds of different like flavors, and yeah, cooking I'm not not really loving it at the
for me it just relaxes me again. It's like how I show love as well. I love cooking for others because I'm not the greatest at eating, but I feel like it's about culture as well, because you learn so many things about others just when they talk about food as well, and it's so different everywhere, but that it's also quite similar in places, and it's just an interesting topic, I'd say.
Yeah, I think food is very interesting.
Yeah, and I love asking people what their favorite food is, because I feel like that tells a lot about a person. Because, for example, if their favorite food is like Sunday roast, I'm like, okay, so you're quite a relaxed person and you're quite chill. Like, at least that's how I look at it.
You should write a book about that. It's like maybe a food psychology mixture. Personality test
behind that.
Oh, I don't know. The question about your favorite food freaks me out. Or not freaks me out, because I'm like, I don't really have this one specific thing though. I don't like it. I have so many things that I enjoy and love, and I don't know. Like, I can't put one above the other. Like, they're.
I always say like the one that I liked in childhood, but now if you gave it to me, like we had it in Latvia, and I was like, it's not the best.
It doesn't hit you anymore.
No.
I mean, to be fair, after trying different cuisines that have a bit more spice and different, like, very strong flavors, it does feel that Latvian food is a bit, it can be bland.
Yes.
So I think that's why it maybe felt like that. But then again, it probably depends just how it's cooked, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like because in my head, that food is like blends with emotions as well. Obviously, because sometimes, this is gonna sound silly, but sometimes I associate certain smells with certain emotions. So smell of raspberries is a very happy feeling to me, and I don't know why. I wish I knew why.
Yeah.
Maybe that's because we had like raspberry bushes outside, but like I couldn't tell you why. I wish I could remember.
But yeah, the smell.
But like, yeah, or like Christmassy, like gingers and all of that. It like gets me excited.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, because I love easy peelers, but I hate that they are available here all year round.
Yeah, it's wrong. It
is wrong. That smell should only belong in November, December, maybe January. That's it. Like, for me, like, it just feels like I would maybe, like, I don't even buy them, to be fair, other times, because I just think it's just wrong. That smell.
Yeah, for us it's seasonally only there
for Christmas. Yeah, around Christmas time. It's such a Christmas smell. It's like scent. Yeah. Oh, there's something else that came to my mind, but I can't remember.
I'm thinking about slugs and rain, but like that has nothing to do with food.
Interesting. Oh, favorite food. Oh yeah, that's what we've been. Yeah, I would say, so one of the, I guess if you think about childhood and back home, like, it's not even food, it's just the chanterelle mushroom sauce, you know? Oh my god.
That's very Latvian. I don't like it.
I love it.
For me,
Even if it's not sauce, if you just cook it on a pan and
I think for me it would be the fried bread, but it's different than the one here in Britain.
Fried bread.
Yeah, the like fried bread with like garlic on top. That is
like a garlic bread
like,
thingy.
yeah, that is something that always hits home. I feel like and kvass.
Yeah. Oh, kvass.
Can't get it better.
I never really liked it that much before, but now it's like such a specific flavor.
Yes.
That you don't get anywhere else. So now it's kind of like, oh yeah, kind of like reminds you of home. yeah.
I think we've like moved on from the question.
Yeah, I think
so
we
much. What are you most grateful for in your life? I think the people that surround me, because they make me a better person, and in exchange I get to help them become better versions of themselves. And it's just, I know that I wouldn't be here if I didn't have the people who are around me and the people who love me and support me and care for me, even if it's like sometimes I don't even know about it. And it's just, then you hear like, oh yeah, this person like said this about you, and then I'm like, what? They care? It's it's crazy.
Oh.
We don't actually realize how big of a team, of a family we have behind us. And I'm just, lately I feel very grateful about that, because it's just great. Because like for somebody who basically lost all of their family, I don't know, it just like hits me very deep, like when people just randomly even would say, oh, I saw this and thought about you, and I'm like, why? Like, why? Like, I'm not that important. But then clearly, I don't know, that just makes me very grateful that I can have these connections, and I can make them, and people care.
Yeah. No, that's really beautiful. I would say at the moment, I think, especially lately, I'm grateful that I have kind of reached like quite a good level of self-acceptance. Because I think growing up and like even probably a few years back, I think I was very, very like punishing myself all the time, like almost like hating everything about me. I was like, why do I have to be an introvert? Why am I shy? Why am I like this? Why do I have a glass? Like I would always be, everything that I would be hating on it in one way or another. Well, mostly because I was probably comparing with other people. But still, like, I would be really, like, I would be always like, oh, why did I have to be like this? Why couldn't I be born somewhere else? You know, why couldn't I be, I don't know, a bit more outspoken or loud in the group? You know, I was always like that. And over the past two years, I think I've come to the fact that, you know what? I'm okay, I'm an introvert. I'm happy with it. I'm happy that when I'm alone. You know, I'm happy that I can recharge that way. I'm happy with people, but I'm aware that I will, like, need some time to recharge. And, like, I don't punish myself for it. Like, I think, so
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm grateful. Yes, I'm really grateful, because it's just like, it makes life a bit easier. Yeah, like you're not working against yourself.
Yeah, you're a team. Yeah,
you're working for yourself. I hope that makes sense. Yeah,
it has to be.
yeah. When you get there, it's really nice. It's like, it feels easier. Like, it just feels a lot easier. Okay.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live and why? This is hard. I think I've said this before, and I'm gonna say it again, but I feel like if I could take my hometown and plonk it somewhere in the UK, then I'd be very happy.
Yeah,
because I just love the home, but it's again memories and where I grew up, and it's just great there.
Yeah.
And they have seasons, and I don't know, it's lovely. I'm quite satisfied and happy in the UK. I would love to move to a different city, but that's gonna happen eventually. maybe Canada, because they have snow and ice hockey is bigger there. But I'm like, honestly, I'm satisfied at the moment. I'm quite happy and content. So I don't think I would move anywhere else.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's good. And I do, yeah, I think I am satisfied as I am now. But for some reason, for a long time, I was like, oh, I would like to live in different countries. And I didn't even have specific countries in mind. I just want to like kind of live there and like experience the culture and every like the differences and kind of get used to it and everything. Yeah, so I don't really. I would say I'm happy here for now, but I wouldn't be surprised if I lived somewhere else in the future, if I'm honest, and then retire in Latvia. Or like do half. I don't know. I would be living all over the place, citizen of the world. But like country wise, I don't know. Italy was calling my name for some time, but now I'm not too like. I would like to visit there and maybe stay there for a couple of months, but I don't know if I would like live there. Yeah. I think in Australia there was one point where I wanted to kind of go, but now. Maybe as a tourist, that would be nice. But that's, yeah, I don't know.
That's good. Look at us. We're happy.
It's good, yeah. That's good. The grass isn't always greener on the other side.
Yeah. What's the most important lesson you've learned in the last year? For me, it would be to stick up for myself. To stick up for myself and take care of myself, and that it's okay to love myself, I suppose. Just like self-love, self-acceptance. Because I really struggled in that aspect, and I was like people-pleasing way too much, and I've forgotten about myself. So I feel like that was like a very important lesson, and I hope I never forget it.
Oh, no, it only gets better from here.
Yeah, I'd say that one.
That's a good. Okay. For me, I think it's just in life everything will work out for the best. That is one thing, and maybe like if I look at the overall of the last year and stuff, I did feel like I was doing all these self-growth and development courses and whatnot, and I was so high on energy, and I was like, oh, I could do all this, and then autumn came and winter came, and I felt like I kind of stopped. I felt like I'm stuck, and I'm kind of again in this dark place. Like I felt, oh, what is happening? But I think it actually took just some time to kind of everything settled, and then over this, like from New Year's on, everything just kind of picked up in pace and become a bit better again and again. And now I'm like all the stuff that I learned over the past year or so, it's kind of like a foundation now. Like it's good. And it's just all of a sudden it's so much easier to do everything. I'm less scared of things and less worried about what people will think about me. And yeah, it's just, I don't know, but the lessons are be patient.
Yeah.
The change is coming.
And just do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're living life for yourself, not for others.
Or like, make sure that you take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Even when it feels hard that nothing is happening. As long as you take care of yourself, I think.
Do you want to do the last one now? Because we've done this for an hour.
Wow, I think, what is the last one?
Well, we can choose.
Or we can just stop on this question, because this was a pretty nice question.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. Okay, well, we've done an hour and we've had... I don't know, I'm not going to tell. We had so many people watching. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for being here and for supporting us in our tiny little, well, for now, journey.
Yes. And our actually first time being on live and together as our podcast. It's so exciting. What I wanted. I hope the questions brought some things for you to think about. And you realize some lessons that you have learned for yourself and that have helped you in your life. Oh shit.
And we would love to hear all of your thoughts.
I think we didn't record it.
I know. So we would love to hear all of your thoughts and comments and whatnot, like suggestions, anything down in the comments, so you can send us DMs or messages, and we're going to be very happy to have a chat with you and just, you know, connect and build our tiny little community and our tiny family, and just be there for each other.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you guys, and see you next time. Well, hear you next time.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay, I'm just gonna finish this.
Speak to you soon.
Bye bye.